headline reads, "The Rights Project 2025 wants to make faith the government's job." As you can imagine, Papa Jaku is not into that. I'm an atheist. Surprise, chat. I'm an atheist because I have reasonable opinions about the world and the space that humans occupy within it. And if you're not an atheist, you should really reconsider, because it's a brain disease to be religious. So a well-funded coalition wants to put the Bible ahead of the Constitution. I'm not surprised. I'm totally unsurprised. If they pass anything like this, Molotov your nearest church. With people not inside of it, of course. Unless it's the Joel Osteen thing. You can Molotov that with Joel Osteen inside of it. As a joke in D&D. By this hasn't happened though, so you don't have to. Let's read it. Just Faith reclaiming for progressive Christianity. Progressive Christianity. A coalition of far-right groups, led by the Heritage Foundation, classic, is planning for the next Republican administration. Project 2025 has received considerable media attention for its $22 million budget. Okay, you guys sort of scared me with the it has a big budget. That's not enough money to really make it the whole thing that the world is going to do. I don't think you can supersede the Constitution with $22 million. I'm skeptical. That's like a solid shooting guard. You know what I mean? This is a real good. This is a starting quarterback. Okay. For its plans to expand presidential power over federal agencies and for specific policies like rolling back environmental protections. Because, Jesus will come back or something. We don't need the earth because Jesus? You fucking religious people don't make any goddamn sense. I would love a religious loser to talk to me about why environmental protections are bad. If you're a religious loser, and I have no respect for you, would you love to come on here and talk to me and get abused about... I really am not making this polite. There's no way anyone will do it. Why? No one. This is not bees and honey. This is just vinegar. You're dumbasses. You're fucking stupid. You're ruining the world. You should be excised out of fucking society. Your beliefs are actually fucking cancer. Genuinely. Like Christians, there's no nice Christians. I'm tired of this. There's no nice Christians. There's not ones. Okay? They're not nice. They're literally carving out pieces of their personality to allow them to abide by society standards. But if it was 50 years ago, they'd act 50 years ago shitty. If it was longer than that, they'd act exactly as shitty as before that. They will only go to the point where they absolutely have to.
It's cold.
To get by. And it's usually tied to their money and shit. Reno Redhead, thanks for 50 biddies. Is it weird that I think Trump won't follow this because he only trusts his own plans? I mean, I don't think Trump's the guy anyway. Maybe I'm in the minority here. Project 2025 published a book of policy proposals titled Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise for the Next Republican Administration. Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts opens the book by prioritizing the securing of, quote, our God-given individual rights to live freely against a woke threat. What if I want to live freely against your fucking religion? Today, the left is threatening to tax-exempt status of churches and charities that reject woke progressive... No. Ignore this that reject woke progressivism. The left, Jake, is threatening the tax-exempt status of churches.
It's cold.
Boom. Church should not be tax exempt. That's fucking stupid. You're selling a lie. The only reason that church is still a thing is because it's a fucking racket to make money on. It's a lie. If the money went away, your faith would die with it. That is a testament to the fucking reality of secular humanism. If there wasn't any money in your fucking charade, nobody would believe this shit. Because it's not actually saving your soul. It's trickling your fucking tithe to the pastor, to the fucking church. You're fools. You're being robbed. You're fools. You're being robbed of your fucking humanity and your fucking money. For nothing. Fucking your eternal soul. You're going to rot in the fucking ground and your life will have been wasted. Your small experience on earth will have been fucking wasted, and everyone will remember you for the brief time they do as a cunt. I do not understand. If you're religious, how you maintain that to me is disgusting. They will soon turn Christian schools and clubs with the same totalitarian intent. Christian schools should not be tax exempt. What? If you want to be a Christian, you have the full fucking freedom to do so. You're dumb as fuck, but you can do that. But you shouldn't have fucking tax exemption for having a dumbass belief? That is the government taking favorable opinions on religion. I'm not into that. I don't get any fucking tax exemptions for having my opinions, but I believe them as ardently and more truthfully than a Christian does any of their beliefs. So, do I? No? Roberts views that progressives are out to get Christians sets the tone for individual chapters on various federal agencies. While anti-abortion and anti-LGBTQ policies run through the book, several policies areas stand out. Roger Severino's chapter on the Department of Health and Human Services urges the next conservative president to maintain a biblically based social science reinforced definition of marriage and family. You see what I mean? Like, live free from the woke society. But this is literally infringing on other people's freedoms to love whoever they want and to have whatever kind of family they want. You can only have the kind of family that they want. Nah, I'm not into that. If I can't have the family I want, you don't get to have families. Sorry, dude. You pass this kind of shit, that's when the goddamn we get Robespierre on that shit. Severino is concerned that federal programs will be subjected to, quote, non-religious definitions of marriage and family as put forward by the recently enacted Respect for Marriage Act. You're goddamn right. Non-religious definitions. Of course, because not everyone's religious. Fucking losers. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm glad you're having a good time, Phoenix Leftist. The Respect for Marriage Act, passed last year by Congress with strong bipartisan support, requires the federal government and states to recognize same-sex and interracial marriages. The law is not religious or non-religious. It is constitutionally enacted law of the United States. It's also fucking stupid, but they should enshrine the ability to same-sex marriage. Well, any marriage. Any kind of marriage you want. I don't care. To consenting adults. Project 2025 appears to call on the next Republican president to draw distinctions between parts of the law as religious and non-religious. The Bible is not a higher authority than laws passed by Congress. The far-right groups do not have to like American laws to respect that those laws are not overruled by their personal interpretation of the Bible. Another startling section by Severino concerns COVID-19 policies, opposition to which has galvanized conservative Christians. He criticized, dude, conservative Christians, go catch COVID-19 and meet God. That's what I think. Go catch COVID-19, meet God. He criticized, if he wants you so bad, he wants another angel for heaven, they say. He criticizes the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's actions and wonders, quote, how much risk mitigation is worth the price of shutting down churches on the holiest day of the Christian calendar and far beyond, as happened in 2020? What is the proper balance of lives saved versus souls saved? Lives saved versus souls saved. This is literally just, we made not a lot of money when people weren't allowed to come to church. Our budgets were lower. We didn't make as much in tithes because we're a church and we operate on donations. I also operate on donations. But you're not seeing me say, hey, come trek through the fucking weather and risk your life for me. Sit without your pants on and watch me. That's not a tough question to answer. The federal government does not need to worry about saving souls. True. Meanwhile, in his chapter on the U.S. Department of Labor, Jonathan Berry frames his proposal as part of a divine history. The Judeo-Christian tradition, stretching back to Genesis, has always recognized fruitful work as an integral to human dignity, as service to God, neighbor, and family, he writes, while claiming the Biden administration has been hostile to people of faith. Joe Biden's Catholic, isn't he? I would be hostile to people of faith. I would alienate the nation against me. I have the unpopular, correct opinion about religion. I
hope you have a fantastic day.
Midnight Null Night. Thanks so much for the 27 months. Another fantastical development in Freedom Land. Freedom to suffer. You're goddamn right. I would be a deeply unpopular secular president because I would tell everyone that their religions are stupid and dumb and that they are no longer tax exempt. And that we all have to get a grip on reality. Yeah. I would never say God bless America one fucking time. I will never get elected to office at any level. I actually would be openly atheist at every step of the way. Openly atheist. I would be incredibly alienating. It would not be effective. I'd get no percent of the vote. Barry worries that God ordained the Sabbath as a day of rest, and until very recently, the Judeo-Christian tradition sought to honor that mandate by moral and legal regulation of work on that day, and blames consumerism and secularism for a decline. It's just capitalism, dude. Secularism. We still wouldn't have like a day. Every day would be a day off. Every day is the Sabbath to me. So this is how we should live. Like the European live. The goal should not be to toil. The goal should be, the way this is bunching up makes me look like I got a hunch. I don't put in the paper that I hunch. Okay, I have good posture. Look, it's just if you have a reasonable work to life ratio, you will not need to have a specific observed day off like Sunday. You can just have any day off you want. We work as we need. Some work will need to be more, but we don't need most people to work. We really don't. Most of the things you do for work are not to maintain our lifestyle. They are to maintain your own lifestyle. Not to maintain, like, because your survival is pagan, literally just to pay the rent. Not because society needs you to sell whatever it is you're selling to folks.
I hope you have a fantastic day.
We should toil when we need to. Things get hard sometimes. We'll all have to work hard at times. We don't have to work hard all the time. You can choose to work hard all the time. There's lots of people who get a lot out of hard work. I certainly do. It just depends on what the work is, right? It depends on, for everybody, what it is. JW Panzer, thanks for the 11 months. Thanks for keeping me engaged while I recover from a broken ankle on the ground. Ooh, I'm sorry. Sounds rough. I have ankle problems. I'm sorry to hear that. Who would be Jake's transportation secretary? Who would be my cabinet? My friends? I would literally just pick my friends, dude. Not all of them, though. Only some of them. Some of them do not make the cut. I would have them on the panel, a lot of them on the panel, though, just to talk to me about decision making. I think the boys there to check you is good. Not yes men. Guys who want to roast me. My real friends. You know what I mean? Nepo cabinet. 100%. 100% Nepo cabinet. Are you kidding me? I'm not letting one of these fucking goons out here be in the government anymore. It's our fucking government. It's our government. We will infect them with us. He wants a standard workday. But he's not content to reminisce about the good old days when Americans went to church. He wants the federal government to push people back to church and calls on Congress to encourage communal rest by amending the Fair Labor Standards Act to require that workers be paid time and a half for hours worked on the Sabbath. So they're going to try to do a populist, you get more if you work on Sundays? That would just have more people. What? I don't know, man. Barry argues this would lead to higher costs that would reduce work on Sabbath. I mean, it would literally just, they would still work on Sundays, dude. Football players would make a lot more. Conservatives often frame their policy crusades as part of an effort to expand religious freedom, a narrative deployed across the Trump administration to gut civil rights protections. But now, Project 2025 is saying the quiet part out loud. Right-wing groups do not want to ensure all Americans have religious freedom, but want to impose conservative Christian views on a religiously diverse country. Instituting biblically based policies, saving souls, and introducing Sabbath observance constitute a direct attack on religious freedom, a freedom guaranteed by the First Amendment, which keeps... See that? Which keeps government out of our religion. That's true. Anyway, we don't need to maybe we will. Oh, yep, new chapter. I thought I was just going to wrap it up. In the chapter on the U.S. Department of State, Karan Skinner writes, special attention must be paid to challenges of religious freedom, especially the status of Middle Eastern Christians and other religious minorities, as well as the human trafficking endemic to the region. There are certainly international religious freedom issues that the president should pay attention to, but our ability to advocate for religious freedom abroad is enabled by our respect for people of all faiths and non-religious people at home. A U.S. president who enacts biblically based domestic policies has little to say to heads of government abroad who pursue their own religious-based policies. Facts. I mean, not that it matters if the United States is hypocritical on any front, because they are on many. But yes, it would make us hypocrites yet again. What is this ad, bro? Concerns about policies of this kind aren't only about the possible return of former President Donald Trump to office. This is about the next Republican president, whoever it may be, who pushes Christian nationalism. Project 2025 is providing a blueprint for any Republican administration. It shouldn't need to be said that the Bible shouldn't trump American law, but this campaign season it needs to be repeated over and over again. Yeah, I mean they're always trying to do this. I don't know about $22 million. That's not a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot for us, but it's not a lot for them. You don't like to see it, but they've been saying the same shit for years. I've seen these arguments for years from conservative Christian political pundits. So, I mean, it's not that alarming, I guess. This is the thing they've wanted to do forever. We're not going to let them know, because you're going to vote for secular candidates when you can, as long as they are lefties. You're going to do your best. And then if you're a secular lefty candidate who doesn't have very hostile, anti-religious public displays like me, you're more likely to be voted for, and therefore you should run. Yeah? Consider it.